So a lot of people are paying attention to this, situation with ICE, and a lot of brothers and sisters are not only saying, hey, that's not our issue or problem, but they're also remembering how a lot of the immigrants in general have talked real down to FBAs and also other Americans. They called us all kind of names about the way we work and all kind of other things, like they doing us a favor by coming over here. I want you to hear what this sister has to say, because let's go ahead and expound on that.
You see, I'm talking to all Americans, okay? Taxpayers. This is why I always say with ICE and DHS, this is not our fight. Let them do their job. Because if y'all see and hear the things that these people say about America, especially Black America, the things that they say, they talk about our American kids like they are zombies. They act like they not even worth getting a job, going to school, nothing. And I keep trying to tell y'all, they never liked America. They are here to use us for our resources. And I'm glad people that look like me is not out there marching, because the way they talk about us, I saved every clip, I saved every comment, and it's thousands of them. Thousands. And I'm telling you, what they said to me was way worse than what Black or white in America had ever said to me. They even wish me unalive because of ICE. When I ain't got to do with it. The way they talk about the American people is beyond me. Remember, Americans, and I know there's people that's from wherever the ones that talking like that is at, that been here for many years, and I'm sure they agree. This is not our fight. Let ICE do what he do. They made it to the point now I have no sympathy. The way they spoke to me, no sympathy. None. Now, I ain't going to wish it, and I ain't going to pray for it. But when it happens, it happens. I have no sympathy, because you don't have none for America. How dare you talk like that about our little American kids?
You have people who fled their homeland, and they don't realize. Let me go ahead and cue up President Ramaphosa real quick.
When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act.
They're cowards. They flee their homelands. They don't stand and fight. They don't stand and build. They sit up here and tell us, we're building your country. We're building your homes. We're doing it. Like, wait. Why didn't you build those homes and build the country that you came from? You're swinging a foreign flag in America. But yet when Donald Trump and them want to give you a ticket to go back to the place and you waving the flag, right? You don't want to be there. You're fighting not to go. In LA, I'm looking at some of the live streams. They coming out protesting, and they're swinging a Mexico flag, not an American flag. Not saying, hey, man, I contribute to this country just as much as anybody else. I'm an American. No. They're not swinging an American flag. They're swinging foreign flags. And like I said, I don't know what is it in their heads that say that's good optics, but that's people that don't understand optics either, right? Because they never had to. If you want to stay somewhere, then you say, I'm a part of that nation. You don't be swinging another country's flag, because that makes the people of this country say, oh, well, yeah, you need to go back over there then. If you want to swing that flag, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't dare go to no other country and be just swinging the American flag everywhere I go. I'm swinging the American flag. Nah, if I integrate into that country, then I'm gonna say, hey, this is my new flag. I'm an American, sure, but this is my new flag. I'm here. I want to respect that nation. Now, number 2. What this sister has said about immigrants in general, not just one group, have called Americans lazy and for sure FBAs lazy. Say they'll do jobs that nobody else would. No. You do jobs for pay nobody else would do. Make sure you say that, because if these jobs were paying the right wage, people do these jobs. Like, you're not doing a job that nobody can't do. And if Donald Trump was to deport everybody tomorrow, do you think America would not function? You came here to a country already built. You came here to a country where the civil rights and freedoms was already, people fought and died for. You came in after all the work was done, literally. All the fighting was done. And now you just plopped in, got a job, and living a good life here, but you didn't fight for that life here. You didn't. And the people who fought for it, you got the nerves to turn around, and then a lot of them will come in this country and say, yeah, I don't agree with black Americans getting reparations. Why are you even talking about it? If anything, you should support it, because you should say, hey, I know if black Americans didn't do what they did, I would be still stuck in my homeland in squalor. Because let's call it what it is. It's not the best of the best. It's not the top of those nations coming here. It's not, because the top of those nations are staying in their homeland. Let's call it what it is. And not every person in their homeland fleeing either. They're standing there and they dealing with it and they trying to figure that thing out. But what this sister said that she has no sympathy is because we have seen on jobs how some of you have done. You'll sit up here and work with the white man to try to get us fired on jobs, so you can bring in your cousin, so you can bring in your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt on the jobs. You think black folks didn't see all that? We the reason you're here, and when you get here, you side with the people that's always historically been against us. Because if it's been up to those people, you wouldn't even step foot into this country, because they didn't want you here. They don't want you here now, obviously, as you can see, right? And what that sister said, we're not participating in it. You don't see a bunch of FBAs out there gaffling people up. We're not wishing it on nobody. It's the truth. I ain't wishing nothing on nobody. Because you know what? I got other things to do. I don't be worrying about, I hope this happened to somebody. No. I got 1,000 things to do. Most FBAs got 1,000 things to do, to be worrying about what's going to happen to somebody else. But if we see it, we're like, some people are like, you get what you deserve. I'm going to be honest with you how some people feel. Some people feel like you got what you deserve because you were so disrespectful. Some of you were anti-black racist. The second group was been like, hey, you didn't want to work with nobody. You didn't vote the way you should have voted in the election to protect yourself. So I don't want to hear it. Number 3, there's a group of people that say, hey, yeah, you need to move around, because when all these men are running on these construction sites, that's opening jobs for other men to come do those jobs. Because sure, they kicked out black men out of those jobs and brought in immigrant men to do these jobs, because they would do those jobs for less money than what black men would do it for. And that's why I tell these brothers, pay attention to all this stuff with ICE and all of them running from the job. You better go get them jobs. You say, you say, wait a minute, I know exactly where it's at. Let me see if I can get on. Shoot. And they probably hire you on the spot because they don't have nobody. And you'll probably get a lot of overtime because they're going to be working shorthanded. That's kind of like the 3 people that at least, and then, of course, the folks, they want you gone because they worried about their numbers. They worry about their numbers, and it's too many of y'all, having too many children. So that's definitely the folks. That's not what we own as black Americans, but the folks, that's what they're on. And if a lot of it with them racism, sure, they'll say it's the law, but a lot of it's racism. But this is a example. I want this to be an example to all of you who are not the folks. You see what happens when you side with them. You see? Just what if in another universe that y'all actually listen to FBAs in this other universe, and y'all actually work with FBAs, all of you who are immigrants, no matter what community you come from. Imagine what America would have been if all the immigrants and the FBAs would have worked together. In that universe, this wouldn't be going on. In that universe, actually, we would be running the country. Talking about just as a collective. They would actually be the minority. But you did not want that. You thought that I'm going to side with them because they seem powerful and they'll give me a job and this and that. And the FBAs are the weak ones. The FBAs don't have nothing to give me. But in the end, you didn't choose righteousness. And that's what that is. And I say, let this be an example to any immigrant that come into this country. You come here and you say, let me forsake Black Americans. Then you will always get your just due by these folks. Because understand, the folks know when FBAs are not messing with you, it's free game. They know this. This is why even those who are from the diaspora, those of you who say, I ain't trying to fool with y'all Black Americans, this. And then when they start going after y'all, it's open season because you don't have no backup. We are the only people that have actively challenged white supremacy and have won many battles. None of you have won a single battle against white supremacy. Not a one. And you really think that you're going to step in the ring with them? They're laughing at you at that point because you don't know how to not even swing the right punch. And if you do that, you're not going to connect and they're going to laugh at you. It's too easy for them. But you thought you were better. That's why a lot of Black people say, I'm cool. I'm not getting part of that. Yep, ICE got a job to do. It is what it is. Because like I said before, if they were targeting us, these other groups wouldn't be saying nothing. They'd be like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's been their attitude the whole time as collectives or groups. It has nothing to do with me. Michael Brown got nothing to do with me. Trayvon Martin got nothing to do with me. Alton Sterling don't have nothing to do with me. They'll be making comments, well, you should comply with the police. That wouldn't be happening to y'all. Right? Well, maybe you comply with ICE. They won't get rough. See how that sounds? Whatever a man or woman sow, they shall reap. And this is what happens when you don't unify with the people that you should have unified with. So it's not on us. So we listen. One thing you listen. You do everything you can to be righteous. And if people don't want to accept your help, and people want to go side with those who are unrighteous and full of sin, if that's the life they chose, then all you can say is this: I've done what's right, Lord. My conscience is clean. See, our conscience is clean as Black Americans. All this stuff we're seeing, we don't feel bad. We don't have nothing on our conscience about it. You know why? Because we tried to prevent that. We did everything we could to prevent it. And all those people shunned us. And now they're going to see, because it's just getting started. Oh, it's just getting started. They're really going to see. And the folks themselves is going to see too, because they're going to suffer. It's just not one group. The folks going to really suffer in this administration. You will see. And we told the folks too. Listen, our conscience is so clean. We got nothing to worry about with anything. All we have to do, fellas and ladies, in our community is sit back, get our popcorn, and let's watch the show. That's where we at with it. It's not being mean. It's just we done our job. We in our rest now. It's just that simple.